Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the channel, Shelly's Millions. In today's video, like always, we're going to talk about money, finance, and budgeting. We'll probably also talk about credit card points and whatever else you guys ask me about in the chat. Sometimes we talk about Trump's big, beautiful bill. Sometimes we talk about taxes. So, whatever you guys want to talk about, I need to sit down and look at my 2026 budget. So I thought maybe we could do that together. And yeah, that's kind of my plan for today because I need to do that anyway. If you're watching, thank you for joining me today. And please remember to like the video. I know Debbie joins us. Sometimes she's been joining us after, and she always likes to go over the top 10 movies and what's coming out next. And we can do that first because I manage a movie theater as my regular job. Okay, so there's no tab open yet for me to share. Let me hit cancel on that. Let me know in the chat what you guys are looking to change in your budgets. Are you looking to save more money? Do you have more money in this year's budget that you're not sure what to do with? Also, last Sunday, I wasn't able to go live. And so I posted a picture. This is something that I've been meaning to do for a really long time. I now have exactly the same amount of money in my checking account as I no, sorry, I have exactly the same amount of money in my high yield savings account as I owe on my house. The reason for that is my high yield savings account is currently earning 3.3% interest. The interest on my home loan is 2.75%. So it it's math, right? So it's not it should work out, but I'm going to keep saying it should work out because it's hard even for me to kind of wrap my head around. I used to always make extra payments on my house. I used to do the thing, I get paid. I'm not one of those people that gets paid on the 1st and the 15th. I get paid every 2 weeks, which means we get an extra paycheck a year. So instead of 24 paychecks, I guess we get 2 extra paychecks a year. Instead of getting 24 paychecks a year, like you would if you got paid twice a month, there's 2 months a year where we get an extra paycheck and we get paid a total of 26 times a year. Making an extra payment on your house kind of works like that. If you just take out half your mortgage every 2 weeks, instead of paying it once a month, you end up making an entire extra payment. So you 26 paychecks equals 13 mortgage payments. So you make an extra mortgage payment. I used to do that. I used to want to pay off my house quickly. Now, as my understanding around money gets better, I don't want to do that. And there's a further step to it. But basically, I'm going to be making more in interest from my high yield savings account than I am going to pay on my home loan, which means that if I paid off my home loan early, I'd be missing out on the extra interest in my high yield savings account. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to pay it off early. And then there's all these theories that say, like, if your interest rate is lower than the rate of inflation, you also would kind of be losing money. For me, that's a harder calculation. So I don't really factor that in, but just the hard numbers, just 3.3% interest in the high yield savings account versus 2.75% interest on my home loan makes it not mathematically a good decision for me to pay off my house. Either way, it'll be paid off by the end of this year. And I want to start thinking about what I want to do next, what I want to do with that money. It's not a whole my mortgage is not very expensive, even with property tax and insurance, everything all in is about $13.25. And that everything all in is $13.25, but when I'm just looking at principal and interest, it's about $885 or something like that. So I mean, on the one hand, that is a lot of money, but it's not like multiple thousands of dollars that I'll be getting once the house is paid off. So I need to figure out what I wanna do with that money. I don't know if I just wanna put it in, like, an investment, or if I wanna start saving it, but if I save it, 1, it'll be in a high yield savings account, and 2, it will be for something. Like, there will be a specific goal in mind, I think. That's what I feel like it should be. And the reason why I say I think is because as I get older, I'm also trying to balance enjoying some of the money. My knees hurt, my back hurts, so things like traveling, they're not getting easier. They're getting more difficult. So maybe I want to do some of that instead. Maybe that's what some of that money goes for, or maybe like half and half. Maybe I save half and I or invest, save or invest half and travel with the other half. That might be a good option. Then another option is going to be to try and do something like a bigger move, like buying an investment property or investing in like my own business. You guys know that I've been kind of interested in a laundromat. So yeah. Okay. Joel says, I have enough money in my high yield savings account to get the car I always wanted, but I'm not going to be unwise and splurge. If I do that, I essentially don't have savings anymore. Yes, exactly. Richard asked if I've started buying gold, and I have not started buying gold. It is something that I have looked at. I also don't quite know how I want to do that. Can I just go buy myself some jewelry? I actually think you can. I think that depending on um work text, one second, you guys. Um, I think that sorry. Today's technically a holiday weekend, but we're not really busy, so we're looking at what we're doing for tonight and for tomorrow. So gold, can I just go buy, like, some earrings and it holds its value? I think you can. I think some jewelry actually, like, increases in value, right? And then, um, there's gold bars, but, like, where do you sell those? And I don't have a safe deposit box, you guys. Um I don't live in the greatest area. You guys know that I've been broken into. So gold coins is what Richard's saying. I know that you can buy bars of gold from Costco, but I don't have a Costco membership. Um, I just haven't really done that yet. But it is something that I'm thinking about. All right, you guys, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. You guys know that means to like the video. And I while I do this, I'm going to share that I think that one of my goals so I think this year, and I say I think because I don't quite know my entire financial picture just yet. I think I should be getting more money as an income this year. I'm expecting to get a little promotion, which should come with a little raise. And that should increase my income, but don't count your chickens before they're hatched, right? So I don't know for sure, but I do expect that I'll be getting a little bit more money incoming. My unknown variables right now in my budget, because for the most part, your budget should be similar, right? Month to month. But my two unknown variables are one, I've just heard that health care and health insurance is just going up. And at my company, we don't redo our health insurance until like our elections and stuff until March. So, just from what I'm reading, I am expecting that to go up, but my personal insurance costs might go down because I've been with a traditional like PPO plan for a while where they just deduct the same amount out of my check each month or yeah, each paycheck and that's how I'm doing insurance, but this year I wanna do a HDHP, a high deductible health plan, and I wanna supplement that with a health savings account. So, we'll see how that goes. Um, but I am expecting health insurance costs to go up in general, but high deductible health plans might mean mine is actually less money than I was spending. So that's one variable. The other variable is my um homeowners insurance, which renews in April, seems to go up every month as well. And insurance in general, you guys, is such it's not like a scam, but I did the math the other day, right? And Joel, I know what you're gonna tell me, but we'll ask you anyway. I think it's time I have full insurance on my car, and I don't think I need that anymore. I think it's time to just go down to liability. I bought my car in 2013. I'm gonna call it the year 2025 because my car I bought it in September, so it's closer to 2025 than it is September 2026. So 2025 minus 2013 equals 12 years. So for 12 years, I've been paying car insurance. Then my car insurance is $138 a month times 12 months. So that equals $1,656. Yearly, that's not a whole lot of money. But when you times it times 12, I've paid $19,872 in car insurance, which would be enough to buy me a whole new kind of car. I bet that's probably what my car cost. Maybe the car cost me a little bit more. So I've paid the insurance company definitely more than the car is worth. So it's definitely time to look into just carrying liability insurance on the car because the value on that car is not going to be a whole lot. And of course, you don't just have insurance, right, to replace the value of your own car if you lost it, but also like if I were in a really bad accident and either I was injured really bad or I hurt somebody, that also covers things like that. But that's just like that's all and I probably you guys, I know, I should have probably switched to just liability a long time ago, but I didn't do that. And so now I need to. Okay, let's look at the movie grosses really quick. I already peeked last night, so I know I'm going to share my screen. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I peeked, but that is not interesting. Come on. Now my internet should be faster than that. I'm trying to hit see full weekly chart and it's not working. Oh no, and I've lost you guys too. There we go. Yep, every time I share my screen, it looks like I really lag. Maybe I shouldn't share my screen anymore. Oh, hi, Washer Dryer Money. It is good to see you. Washer Dryer Money is somebody that used to be in my Graham Stephan mentorship. Always good to see you in here. I hope you're doing well. Washer Dryer Money. I am starting to get to the point where this year I will pay off my house, and I'm trying to figure out what I wanna do as a next step. So, I know we've watched Graham Stephan. I don't know if you still watch him, I do. He recently sold all of his property here in California. So I am still thinking about investment property, though. I don't think I really wanna be a landlord, though. So if I bought a house you guys know that I have a room they're not my roommate, they rent my garage for work from home. And that's like an extra source of income for me. What happened here? Oof, 1 second. Ba, 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 ba. All right. Well, I guess I will quit share because that site won't load. So, gonna be paying off my house this year at the end of the year in December, and I'm trying to figure out what's next. I don't know if I want to be a landlord. I'm not even sure I want to be a business owner. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it would be nice to own a laundromat. A laundromat is something I'm thinking about buying. So I wish we could actually talk in real time, washer dryer money, because has it crossed your mind to do that? I'm watching a lot of videos by like Cody Sanchez, and she's kind of like painting laundromats as something that's kind of like you buy it once, you set it and forget it. Like I know that there's maintenance and things like that. Richard says REITs are a good way to invest in real estate without becoming a landlord. Yeah, that's a type of investment. Real estate investment. trust, I think is what that stands for, real estate investment trust. Um, I don't know if that's the kind of investment that I want either. It's certainly an option, but yeah, I don't think I really wanna be a landlord, and I'm not. I think I could do a laundromat. It seems like it wouldn't be too much effort. Not too much effort. I'm not afraid of the effort, that made it sound wrong. The upkeep and the additional time, because I don't plan, even when I pay off my house, it's not like I'm gonna be rolling in the millions, right? I'm still going to need to work even when the house is paid off. That's gonna free up about 800 extra dollars a month. So, the choices are, there's really only for me, there's about 4 choices. 1, invest it, just like in the stock market or something like that. 2, save it in a high yield savings account for the right opportunity being potentially buying a business or buying a rental property. In terms of what kind of business, I don't think I'm interested in franchises, at least not here in California. I especially in California, I don't think I'm interested in being a landlord. Um, so then it would be something like a laundromat or a dry cleaning business or something like that. It might give me a little bit more freedom if I really did wanna pursue something like YouTube full time. It buys a little bit of freedom, but anyway, so the choices are invest it, like in the stock market, invest it in a rental property or a business. I guess save it because while I was waiting for an investment, that's what I would be doing, or spend it. I don't really think I wanna spend it. At least definitely, well, not at least definitely, at least not all of it. I just mentioned that my car is a 2013, so and it's still going good. I recently had to replace, the hybrid battery, and by recently, I mean back in 2023, 24, 20 in 2024, I replaced the hybrid battery, and so that's good for at least 3 years. I guess that's October of this year at this point. Oh my goodness. Anyway, well, it depends on whether it's 23 or 24. But the hybrid battery should be good for a while, but I might be getting to the point where I need to buy a new car. So, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking is maybe some of that money will go to buying a new car, maybe we'll save some and invest some. Like maybe let's call it 900, maybe 300 a month for a car payment, maybe 300 for investing and 300 for saving, something like that. That's maybe what I'm thinking right now. But I wanna drive this car until the wheels fall off. Okay, let's see, is it if I can load that other page. Okay, there we go. Alright. I'm gonna share the movie grosses. Okay, washer dryer said, "It's my side homie and my younger brother's full-time business." I think you meant side hustle. Is that owning the do you own laundromats now? Because I know so Washer Dryer Money, they have a channel about fixing washers and dryers. Also, I have a question, a very specific question about washers and dryers. My theater, we have a bar there, and we use bar towels, which are literally they're called, like, Turkish bar towels or something like that, and they're white rags, but they're towel material, but it's like someone just cut them with scissors, so they shred and they fall apart. I have been taking home to save the company money, I've been taking home the bar towels, and I've been, like, sanitizing them and bleaching them and sending through them through my washer and dryer. But every time I put them through the dryer, the amount of lint in there is, like, crazy to me. And I'm wondering, like, if the ho like, I know that if you get a lot of lint in your dryer, that can be bad and, like, basically your whole house can catch on fire, which I definitely don't want that. How bad is that? Should I just quit washing those at home? Should I just throw them away and buy new ones? What should I do? Anyway, I have that, like, brush thing that you can brush out your lint trap, and I'm obsessed with that. I love using it. I love, like I'm one of those people, like, I'm like, "Ooh, what did it catch?" And I love seeing all the goo that it brings up. But, yeah, should I quit washing those bar towels here at work? I mean, here at home? Am I gonna, like, catch my house on fire accidentally? But yeah, and if you're not just fixing the washers and dryers, have you actually bought a laundromat yet? And if so, do you think would you recommend it? Oh, something else that, like, that's super niche, but I was like, "Maybe I could do this." Anything where you're renting equipment. There were 2 businesses that people came and I was like, "Hmm, am I onto something?" At my job, it got really humid and we had to rent these dehumidifiers, like, the walls were wet, everything. It was really kinda gross. But we rented this equipment, and we rented the equipment, I don't know, let's call it 5 days, and we paid, I don't know, let's call it $2,000. I'm definitely estimating both on the time we had the equipment and the cost to rent the equipment. Um, but you just get the equipment once, you drop it off at a business, and then you pick it up. That seems super easy. Those dehumidifiers were not heavy, but you would need a truck to drop them off. I think we have 5 auditoriums, and so we had 5 dehumidifiers. We put 1 dehumidifier in each auditorium overnight, and then, like, during the day, we were pulling them into the lobby and near the restrooms and things like that, and then at night, we were lugging them into the auditoriums, and that wasn't fun and it was heavy, but we needed to do it. Um, but, like, it seems like that would be a good investment. You just buy it once and then rent it to people for a bunch of money. It's not super heavy, the equipment, and it's pretty easy to use. So that seems like a super, oh, Washer Dryer Money's doing themed Airbnbs. And oh, besides that, Amazon influencers make oh, I remember you telling me about that. I haven't done that. I have so many even right here, I've got, like, Amazon products just sitting right here that I could probably use. I have this little fan. I'm a Disney fan. It's like a Haunted Mansion shirt. Um, it's a pretty good little fan. Um, I should do that. I really should do that. I've been working my regular job, like, a ton, so it's been a struggle for me to just get up and, like, stay committed to doing the lives. I know it wouldn't take very long, though, so I need to look more into that. I You sent me the link on Facebook. I still have it. I just didn't pursue it. Okay. Um, what was I babbling about before that? Side hustles? I don't know. Okay, let's look at the movie grosses. Excited about paying off my house, but I wanna have extra goals. Like, I also think it's important to, like, stay motivated as we get older, right? Once you reach one goal, then it's time to set another one, and I'm just not entirely sure what I want that goal to be. Okay. So this week, the top movies were Avatar, Fire and Ash. It's really, really close with 28 years later, The Bone Temple. My coworker said that the last 28 years later movie was just so-so, but he says that this one's really good and that it should have good word of mouth. So, Debbie, if you're watching, that's the 411 on that. It's so funny because I think, like, younger kids won't even know what 411 means, but that used to be the information line. Anyway, then Zootopia is number 3, Housemaid's number 4, Marty Supreme's number 5, Primates number 6, Greenland 2 is also number 6, 7 is Anaconda, 8 is the SpongeBob movie, 8 is also tied for No Other Choice, 9 is Song Sung Blue, and 10 is David and Hamnet. So, number 1 movie, Avatar, Fire, and Ash. Okay. Let's see here. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. So Richard's saying that being a landlord in California is a nightmare. It is. Um, I was gonna ask you about themed Airbnbs. Pickleball's a really big thing. I saw somebody who's that guy? Rob, oh, you know. Why do I wanna say his name is Rob Built? but that's not sounding right. Um, he's, like, got a big Airbnb channel. I know he's putting a lot of, like, pink pickleball courts for bachelorette parties and things like that. Um, it looked really cool. Okay. A little bit of an investment because after you get good at it, the big money is for buying the correct products from Amazon to do reviews. That's interesting. All right, tell me more about that on Facebook if you can, or in chat if you're willing to share. Okay, Alex says, "My tooth was killing me all of December. Thank God Medi-Cal covered the root canal and crowns. Got that done, and I can chew normally again. Without that insurance, I would have had to pay out of pocket." Dental care is one of the worst, or I should say best. It's very important, but man, can it really be expensive even with insurance, but I'm really proud of you for doing that, Alex. Um, I I made my first dental appointment for the year, that's on 12/6. You guys know that, health is wealth is kind of one of my sayings. I mean, that's one of everybody's sayings, right? It's not, like, original. But I've really been trying to, like, manifest that, and I have been going to the gym. I hired a personal trainer. I'm taking the GLP-1. Um, I'm hoping to lose some more weight. At least I would like to get I'm over 200 pounds, you guys. I would like to get that under control this year. Do I not have anything in this book? No, I do. There we go. So yeah. Okay. Sorry, you guys. We're gonna be quiet for a second because I need to I need to do my budget. It's been a minute and I haven't been keeping really good track of where it's all going. And that's the first sign that it's going poorly. Okay. So, I'm not going to put my income yet. I'm just going to try and do my expenses. So, expenses. I'm going to put 2026 because my income is just a few things. They do the weight loss drugs, but for me, it's been now I'm about to increase my dose today. Yeah. Okay. So my expenses in 2026. So my mortgage, and it's going to be all of 26. The house will be paid off this year, but in December, I'll make the payment for January of 2027. And I believe that that's going to be the last. That's gonna be the last payment. Okay, I'm gonna take another sip of coffee while we get into this. I don't quite know how to hold this. I wish I had, like, a little overhead camera to show you guys this. Not showing you anything. Okay, my mortgage. This is with homeowners insurance and everything. So homeowners insurance and real estate tax, each month, I give the bank 13.25, and that could go up. Maybe that's what I was saying, that's a cost that I'm not sure about. My insurance could go up. It used to be when I first got the house, it was like $998, and then it was like $1,100 for a long time, and then it was 1,250, and now we're up to 1,325, and I would not be surprised at all if the homeowner's insurance goes up yet again. And it's kind of crazy. It used to be like $638 a year for my homeowner's insurance, and now it's up to pretty much $2,000, which is it's a little bit crazy. Okay. So my mortgage, that's my number one expense right now. Okay. Then I'm on Zepbound. That's that's the GLP-1 that I'm on. I'm going to call it 500. The last couple months, it's only been 450, but I don't really know why that is. I think it's just on special. That is my number 2 out-of-pocket expense is weight loss medication for $500. Okay, Zepbound is the one I'm on. I'll put GLP-1 in case anybody's looking and they don't know. Okay. Then I kind of have to group expenses, otherwise I'm not going to remember what's what. So we'll do utilities next. Somebody remind me we're doing utilities if I lose track. Okay. So we're going to break it down into electric. And generally I pay the electric every other month, but the bill is about 500. sometimes 400. So let's split the difference and call it 450, which would be 225 a month. That sounds about right. Ooh, also the Zepbound. Yeah, we're definitely keeping it at 500, even though it's only been less, because like the house, it's not truly monthly. It's actually every 4 weeks. So every 4 weeks, I'm spending 500 or 450 or whatever it is that month. So that actually means I end up paying that, what is that, 13 times and not 12 times? Or 20, yeah, 13 times and not 12 times. Okay, so we're gonna keep it at that. Okay, the electric. And then gas. I spend about $30 a month. This is like the house gas, not car gas. So we'll do car in a second. Electric, gas. I think those are the only two utilities that I have. But keeping with house expenses, I pay for pest control. If you guys don't know, I've mentioned this before, it's kind of icky, but I had roaches really bad at my last apartment. And when I moved here, I only moved about like kind of like a block and a half away from where I used to live. And I just feel like in this neighborhood, the houses are so close. They say if one house has roaches, they all do. And I really, really, really don't want roaches. And if I see them, I want to be able to just call somebody and have them take care of it. So that's why I have pest control. Also, like that outdoor cat that we still feed, he'll bring mice sometimes. Like I feel better having pest control. I feel like I'm doing my job to keep my house is an investment, even though it's my primary living quarters. So I feel like I'm doing my best to protect my investment by having pest control. Then kind of in that same vein, I have I'm just gonna call it yard work. That's also $70 a month. Should I give them a little raise, you guys? I never wait for them to tell me that I owe them money, or that they're increasing it. I normally just increase it. It's probably time to go up to $80 a month on that, but oh, I don't know. It's only $10 a month, but it all adds up. So right now it's 70. My yard is really, really small, but also, and I could do it myself, and I've done it myself in the past. And then one time I let a weed, it grew taller than my kitchen window. So I can't be trusted with that either. And in the same vein of wanting to keep the value of my property, that means keeping the yard up and not letting weeds grow up past your kitchen window, because there's a difference between can do it and actually going to do it. And apparently, I am not actually going to do it. I am going to let the weed grow higher than my kitchen window. Then there's also something that kind of I learned from Graham Stephan, right? If it's going to take me more than 2 hours, so to do my yard work, this is about 2 hours of pay for me. So if it's going to take me more than 2 hours, like to do it, which it probably will just because I'm not fast at it, my yard is really, really little. But it's more beneficial to just pay someone to do it. And then I can be doing something else that will hopefully generate money. Okay. So yard work, $70. Also in the home category, let's put internet. And that's up to $90. That's almost 100 actually. So $90 for internet. I think those are all the home categories. Oh, we got to do health as wealth. So gym membership. That's 21 and then 38. So what is that? 59. We're going to just round up and call that 60. $60 for a gym membership. Now, I know that I could go to Planet Fitness, but this actually includes four personal training sessions a month. So that's what that is. Okay. Let me read your comments really quick. Okay. Joel says health is wealth. When I got my checkup, my weight is fine. Running has made me lean. My job is already physically demanding. So that's more exercise, good blood pressure levels, and low cholesterol. That is great. I love to hear that. Joel, how old are you? I've thought about taking up running. I have never liked running, but it's my understanding that most people don't like running and then they love running. So they start off really not liking it and then they really do like it. But for me, I'm worried about my joints. Like my knees are not great and actually they kind of hurt um when I'm done. Okay. Then Washer Dryer Money says the themed Airbnbs were doing it more Harry Potter, Star Wars. That's so cool. But we also always buy properties with a pool and add a hot tub and a sauna. I love a pool. I won't, well, not I won't, but I try not to stay somewhere without a pool. I actually just took like a little one day, I called it a staycation. I like to go to Disneyland. So, and I have the Amex Platinum card, not for everybody, not an endorsement. It's a really expensive card, but I was able to use like this $300 hotel credit. I basically got the room for free. I made sure to pick one with a pool and a hot tub, and I went swimming at, well, I went in the jacuzzi at night, and then the next day I swam like one lap. I'm having shoulder trouble, so swimming is actually kind of painful right now. And then I went in the hot tub in the morning before I checked out too, and it was really cool. But yeah, hot tubs, and I love, 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 love a sauna. Okay, Joel says cockroaches are awful, even if you live in a condo or apartment and your unit is actually very, very clean. If the person below is dirty, there's nothing you can do to avoid it. Yeah. And Richard says his internet is $32 for 100 megabytes. So this whole $90 internet fee, right? That started during the pandemic. I used to get the cheapest internet, and then my best friend started renting the garage. So we got to get into the payments and like the income in a second, and I'll explain some of that more in a second. So I have the fiber connection, which is really good for uploading videos, but my best friend started renting the garage for work from home during the pandemic, and they're not doing it as much anymore cuz they're back in office a lot. But my best friend said, "Yo, homie, you gotta if I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna be paying you, you need to increase your internet speed." And now we have fiber connection, which is really fast and really good for YouTube. Um, my friend Phidias, when he stayed with me, like you just need like a really fast, like the best connection. So I don't, um, even though that's an expense that I pay with my money, it's offset by the money that comes in from my best friend paying me rent money for using the space for work from home. So that's kind of covered, even though it's an expense. Okay. We've got the gym, which kind of ties into the Zepbound. I'm not going to include my health insurance since that comes out before I get my paycheck. So it's kind of like I don't think about that. And so we'll do that in the income in just a second. Okay. There's always stuff that I forget. Okay. Zepbound and the gym. Let's do my car insurance. Car insurance is 138, so we're gonna call that $140. And then now we're gonna call it car gas to distinguish it from the other gas. That's probably about $20 a week. So let's call it 80 a month. So I have the Prius. My job is not really, really far. Um, and that's that. I know that I have other expenses. What are they? Oh, now we're gonna get into some of the subscriptions, I guess, but we're gonna have to put, like, little stars by some of them because I pair them with credit cards to try and get the best deal. Uh-oh, let me take a sip of this water. And by water, I mean coffee. Okay. Right now, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it, for the remainder of the year or for the remainder of 2026, I do have an annual pass to Disneyland that's $50 a month. Slightly under, but we'll call it 50. I have a Disney Plus and Hulu subscription, but honestly, that is only costing me $10 because I have a $10 credit off Amex. Oops. Maybe I shouldn't even count it. So also I pay for YouTube Premium, so for no ads, but I get that reimbursed through a credit card. I do, ooh, I know. I do, oof. Oh, this just hit. I do Audible, and I was like, what is that big fee? But Audible and Audible cost, we're going to call it 15 a month. I pay for the annual one though. Okay, what else do I have? Disney plus Hulu does end up being 10. I have Audible. I think I pay for Paramount Plus. Now, I could get that free, sort of, with one of my credit cards, but my mom and I like to watch Live Survivor, and you need the better subscription for that. And that's going to be $6 a month. Do I have anything else that's like annual? I don't think so. I don't think so. I know that that's not everything though. What else do I have? Mortgage, Zepbound, electric, gas, pest control, yard work, internet, gym. Oh, my cell phone bill. Gym, car insurance, car gas, Disney, Disney plus Hulu subscription, Audible, and Paramount Plus. I guess I have Amazon Prime too, but I pay for that up front. And I honestly don't know how much that is, you guys. Amazon. That's going to be, let's call it $10 a month. I think it's a little bit more, but we're going to call it $10 a month. Then, ooh, I probably should break down all my credit cards by monthly fee. So I have one that's 700, and then I have two that are 100. So in credit card fees, let's call that 80 a month. CC fees. And by fees, I mean like the cost to actually hold the card. We're going to call that 80 a month. What else do I have? That's paying for itself though. That's the thing, is that it's making money back by having it. So it's worth the fee to me. But it is something that I have to pay, and if I'm not careful, I could lose money on those. Okay. I think that's it. Oh no, I never put my phone on their cell phone. Then I do have other things that I pay for that are more for YouTube. Like I have Canva, which is like 120 a year, but that's a business expense. So I think that's got to go in a different category. My cell phone is 30 a month. Gas, electricity, mortgage, cell phone. I haven't put food on here, or food, entertainment. There's no emergency fund on here because I know I'm going to have money left over out of this. So first I do the expenses that I have to pay, right? So all of these for me are non-negotiable. I should look at getting those credit card fees down. It's worth it to me to have the Amazon. A lot of times you earn 6% back on your purchases at Amazon. Oh, I just paused because I was trying to figure out if I actually have more than just 3 credit cards with annual fees. I have to list them. I have an American Express Platinum that's still at $695, so that's basically $700. Then I have an American Airlines credit card that's $95. Ooh, I think I just got a Venture that's $95. And then a Chase Sapphire Reserve that's $95. And I have another Amex. I need to look at my credit cards and maybe downgrade some of them. Okay. because that's too much in credit card fees. Anyway, I think that's it. And then we'll go over. So missing is food, car repairs, home repairs. But that's intentional. But we will account for that after we see what the base is. Missing is food, car maintenance, house repairs. So I don't exactly budget for those, but there is going to be some money left over. Okay, so before we total this up, let's go to the other side here and we will do income. Okay, so income. From my paychecks, I get, we're going to call it 4,120 take home, 4,120 paychecks. I know you can't exactly see that, but that's about what I get from my paychecks. Then from YouTube, I get about $50 a month, sometimes a little bit less. Let's call that 40 YouTube. Then both my mom and my roommate give me rent money. They're not really my roommate. They rent the garage, but you know what I mean. I'm going to call it rent. $1,200. And that's pretty much my whole income for now. So that's 60, that's 3, so that's 5,360. And I know I'm not spending anywhere near that. $5,360 is my income. So that's rent income. Okay, and then let's tally up those expenses. We're going to do it on a calculator, guys, because it's that kind of morning. Oh, okay. All right, so in expenses, I have $1,325 rent plus $500 for the GLP-1. I would love to cut that out, or if my insurance would pay for it, that'd be great. Plus $225 electricity plus $30 for house gas, like to heat the water and stuff like that, plus $70 for pest control, plus $70 for yard work, plus $90 for internet, plus $60 for my gym membership, plus $140 for car insurance, plus $80 for car gas a month, plus $50 for my Disneyland membership, plus $10 for Disney and Hulu, plus $15 for Audible, plus $6 for Paramount Plus, so my mom and I can watch Survivor live, plus $10 for Amazon Prime, plus $80 a month in credit card fees, plus $30 for this. I also forgot like cloud storage. I think I'm paying $10. I hate that one. I don't know why. Cloud storage, $10. So plus 10. Let's see what that equals. Dun, dun, dun. See, I'm forgetting something. $2,801. What am I? Oh, maybe food? 2,801. So 2,801 is what I have to spend. So let's put that over here. I think I'm forgetting something though, because I recently did a budget. What would I possibly be forgetting though? That's everything, right? All right. Anyway, 2,801. We're going to put that on this side. Let's just call it 2,800 just to be nice and even, make it easier. So 0, 6, cross that out. It's 5, and that's 2. So that leaves me with an extra $2,560 every single month. So right now, that's either going on savings, vacations, it's also going on food. Let's call 500 a month on food, which would leave me with 2,060 extra. Then minus, let's say, 200 for entertainment. That's like dinner out with friends. And then I have taken some vacations. So 1,860 a month is approximately what I'm putting in savings. Let's see how much that should equal at the end of the month, and then let's see, or at the end of the year. So 1,860 times 12 should mean I'm saving $22,320 a year, and I don't think I am, which means I need to tighten up my discretionary spending or cut out those vacations. And then if we have, we're going to call it 900 times 12. Then the following year, I should be able to add 10,800 to that in 2027 because I won't have the house payment. I'm only counting 900 because I'll still have insurance and all of that. So I'm doing good. I have some extra money set aside. I'm not saving that much, which means I need to look at my spending. So maybe I need to run those year-end reports on my credit card because I'm not saving that much. I'm still probably getting back on track. I had some car repairs. I had what else did I have? I'm still probably like it's all paid off, but it's just not going into savings on that vacation I took to Ireland last year. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, we did my budget. So I need to be saving at least $2,000 a month, which means 1,000 every paycheck. Dun dun dun. I spent a little extra on Christmas this year, but I don't regret that. It was nice. We had a nice Christmas, I think. Um, but I think I did start to let my spending get away from me, and I think that's good for me to see the budget so that I know how much I should be putting into savings every month. And if I'm not putting at least $2,000 a month in savings, then something has gone a little bit wrong. I have had to buy some work clothes since my weight is changing so much, but not that many work clothes. I think it's the vacations. And then I'm planning for another vacation. But that has not been that much. So far, I've spent $500 on business class flights. Oh, hi, Linda. Good to see you. Car insurance is just brutal. I don't know if they're going to increase it again in 2026 in California. I hope not. Oh, wait, Joel, 30? That's young. Run all you want. Oh my goodness. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be 49 this year, which just seems crazy. Like, so almost 50, you guys. Almost 50 in July. I need to have a sip of coffee for that. So run while you can. I just told my coworker they're gonna go skiing towards the end of the month. Maybe no, end of February. And he's 36, and I was like, "Are you actually gonna go ski?" And he's like, "Yeah, like, my friends are gonna make me." And I was like, "Do it because, like, you're not getting any younger." That's what I told him. We get along good. Okay. 30. I'm gonna be almost 50. Okay. Yeah, car insurance is really brutal here in California. I just did the math earlier. Linda, look. Look, Linda. Okay. My car, we're gonna say it's 2025 because my car won't be another year older until September of this year. So 2025 minus it's a 2013. So I've had my car 12 years. Just do this again for anybody who's in here now and wasn't in here earlier. And my car insurance is $138 a month times 12, because that's the number of months in the year, equals 1,656. Then I'm gonna multiply that by the number of years I've had the car, $19,872 in car insurance. So, pretty much as I've spent on the car is how much I have paid in car insurance. I do need to change it to just liability. I think I'm still carrying comp and collision. Wait, is that true? Hold on. Richard, the Toyota doesn't make the Prius C anymore. Oh, before I head out, let's just see because I did kind of okay, this is very Shelley, right? I didn't really wanna buy a new car when I bought my new car. I bought my car because my old car had over 300,000 miles on it, and I just think it did not wanna go anymore. I told my mom was like, "Well, p leave and pretend you're not gonna buy the car," and I said, "I don't think I can drive this car off the lot. I don't think there's any leaving for me. I think they know, like, my ruse is up." Um 'Cause my car, like, was not working. I had gotten, like, in an accident and needed, like, a new radiator, the air conditioner wasn't working, but I like to joke that my car, like, offed itself because it just was like, "Lady, don't drive me anymore." But I had over 300,000 miles on a Mitsubishi Mirage. It was gold, and I loved it. Um, and I had been looking at cars, but not, like, super seriously prior to that. Like, I knew I needed a new car for years, but, like, I didn't like any of the salesmen. I liked a car once so much I was petting it. It was like the color and everything. It was a Prius. It was like this grape colored Prius, and I liked the car so much I was petting it, and nobody came out to, like, help me. Like, what is wrong with people? So, I got mad at, like, the salespeople, and I would leave. If they weren't doing their job good, I would get annoyed, and I would just leave. So probably, like, countless salespeople could have sold me a car if they were doing good at their job, but they weren't doing good at their job, and so I walked off the lot. Um, many, many times before finally, like, I needed my car. And the next day, this is the part that's very Shelley. The next day, they called and they were like, after I bought my car. Also, I called from the sales floor. Originally, I was just gonna get the cheapest Toyota Corolla that they had on the lot because I needed something, and that was the cheapest car. But I had kind of been looking at the hybrids. Um, they did not have the lowest model Corolla available for sale. They only had the sport version. And then I was like, "Well, how much for the sport version, and then how much for the Prius C?" Also, the sport version was white, and I didn't really want a white car, and I wanted a black car. So, Prius basically, I called to find out the insurance. The car payments were gonna be about the same. Gas, I was figuring was gonna be a little bit less actually on the Prius than, on the Toyota Corolla Sport. And then I was like, "Well, let me see which one cost less to insure." And it was actually gonna be $10 less per month to insure the car that I got, and that was the deciding factor. I was like, "Well, this one's actually a little bit less," even though, like, I think the price was more, but because of gas and because of the difference in car insurance, this one ended up being cheaper. Anyway, so that was one thing, and then they call me in the morning and they're like, "How do you like your car?" And I'm imagining that most people are like, "Oh, I love it. I'm driving it everywhere." But I was still bitter, like, because I had to buy a car, and I was still bitter about it. And I think I said, not nicely, I was like, "Call me in 15 years and see and ask me then." Basically, I was like, "I don't know on day 2 if I like this car or not. You call me after I see if it's led a nice long life, if it's made it to 300,000 miles, if it's" 'cause my last car, I think, was a 2007. So I drove it from no, it was a 1997. That's what it was, 1997 to 97, 13 yeah, my old car lasts 16 years. It was a 1997 gold Mitsubishi Mirage. So 1997 to 2013, is how long that car lasted. So 16 years. I was like, call me in 15, 16 years, and then you can ask me if I still like the car. PS, we're at 12, 13 years of this September. I do like the car. I like the car because it's been good, it's been reliable, it's been cheap to maintain, and it's still going strong. So I do like the car, but I didn't know that on day 2, and that's basically what I told him. I was like, "Call me in 15 years and then we'll see." So yeah, I do like the car, but it might be, you know, I don't know, Toyotas just go and go and go. So I hope mine still has at least, let's say at least till 2030. I would like to go another 3.5 years with no car payments. Having no car payment is nice. And then I can save that money and I could just buy a car in cash when it's time, instead of having a car payment. I do not love having a car payment. I do love having a paid off car. So, yeah. Okay. All right, guys, we are at the 1 hour mark. Should I look at the Priuses really quick? Before I go, let's see what kind of Prius. I didn't know that they discontinued the the Toyota Prius C, which is what I have. I do know that I wanted to look at the cars the last time I had these. Oops, I should just look at Culver Toyota. Go to Culver Toyota instead. 2.99 on that truck. Yeah. We'll allow all cookies. Allow all cookies. Okay, finding my next Toyota. I don't need a car, I guess. Why are cars and minivans in the same thing? All right, Corolla, 27 in stock. They've got a lot of Camrys. Bring in the savings. Get $10 back for every 100 spent on service. No, nobody wants that. I don't want a certified used car. View all new vehicles. Let's just type in Prius and see what comes up. Because I would buy a Prius again, guys, just in case anybody's wondering. Oh no. When did that happen? Why is this go away? Go away, little pop-up. Let's see what's happening here. Oh no, black screen. Is it back? Richard, is it back? That might be my cue that we have to leave. Okay. 38,573. That seems like too much money. Okay, here we go. It's in build phase. Estimated availability. Price limited. Why are they all $38,000? Well, I guess this red one's not, but I don't like this. Hybrid. 43,000. Oh no. A plug-in hybrid. In stock, the Prius plug-in hybrid. Let's look at this one. Let's calculate the payments on this. I'm just curious. Is this showing this, you guys, or is it still a black screen? Buy used. I get nervous about that just because, like, I don't know. Okay, my down payment, sure, 3,000. So we're only gonna put $1,000 down. There's oh no. I also heard only pay for your car over 5 years. Oh my God, 60 months would be 5 years. And if you did that, the car payment would be $732, but that APR is less. So look, if you pay for it a year more, it's $100 less, but your interest rate is more. Let's see if you did it in 48 months. So I'm looking at this interest rate of 4.79. So you might as well do it for 60 months. Ugh, a $900 car payment if you pay it over 4 years. I think with mine, when I first got mine, I think I did put 72 months and then I refinanced. I wouldn't wanna pay that extra half a point in interest to go over that. $732 a month. That's basically how much my mortgage is. So if I financed a new car, you guys, that's almost like my whole house payment. Ugh, I don't love that at all. Is this because of the tariffs? I feel like these cars used to be like $21,000. This one is only 37,000, $30,000. It's white. This one's in the build phase, 32,000. I don't love any of that. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, Richard says it's risky to finance a vehicle for more than 4 years. So I did mine for 5 years, but I wouldn't wanna go much more than that, and I do think that when I first started with my car payment, I think that I might have done it for 6 years, and then I refinanced down to 5 years. I think that's what it was. Alright, you guys. Yeah, I did not see the Prius C on there, though, so I think you're right on that. I would consider buying one of those used, but if I was gonna do that, like, I might as well just keep fixing mine, which is my plan anyway. Fix it until the wheels fall off, which is what I did with my last one. So, I think hopefully at least till 2030 that I'll have my car. And then you guys, this is so crazy, but at the way I drive cars, my next car very well could be, like, the last car that I get. That could be my last car. I listened to an article once that said if you do not replace your car every 5 years that or, like, if you don't buy a new car every time you can, or every time you're done paying off your old one, or every time that your lease is up, that you can retire 5 years earlier than the average person, and that's what I like. Alright, you guys, have a great rest of your Sunday. Thank you for watching, me do my budget. Let me know where you think I could tighten up my budget. Um, yeah, let me know what you guys wanna talk about next week. It's been great talking to you guys. Thank you so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you next time.